this is the town of Loughrea, and you can see the boundary of the medieval town here. And this is the lake, and then this is the townland of Earls Park down here. So we're standing about here at the moment, and the wall of the Deerpark is basically all the way round the edge of the townland boundary. The whole thing is about a mile in each direction, and it's 913 acres. So my name's Fiona Beglane, I'm an archaeologist, and I was invited here today by two local archaeologists to give them a tour of Earls Park, which was the medieval park associated with the Deerparks at Loughrea. So when the Deerparks came to Loughrea, the first thing that they would have done is to build a castle, because that was the key to the defence of the area. And then they would have built the town and built a wall around the town to protect the town. And then after that, that was when they would have built the Deerpark. It would have been, the site of it would have been laid out in advance. They knew where they were going to put it, but it would have been slightly down the priority list compared to obviously making sure that you're safe and secure. Yeah, it's been reused from something. So here what we've got is we've got the gateway to the park, and this survives to its full height, which is brilliant because we get an idea of how tall the gate actually was, and it survives to its width, which is about 10 foot. And this is a very visible part of the site. It's something that's very definite. It's definitely not just a bit of a wall, it's a structure that tells us something about the importance of the park. This is where the door would have closed against this, and so you can see that it would have closed in from the inside of the townland, and it would have probably been a big solid door made out of oak. And here you've got this hole, and that hole is for the drawbar, where the door would have been closed up at night, for example, or to stop people getting in. And again, that's from the outside, so that's telling us something about access to the park and who was allowed in and who was allowed out. The main thing that I found was that the entire townland of Earls Park is the medieval park, and the whole thing is bounded by a mortared stone wall that in places is up to 2.5 metres high, and that's completely different to any of the normal field boundaries that you might find. This park would have been built by the Deerparks, and they founded Loughrea in 1236, and it's mentioned in 1333 after the death of one of the members of the family, and so it was built sometime in between the two. One of the things that the Anglo-Normans were very keen to do was to take on places that were already significant in the landscape. So you've got a whole cluster of monuments there, like the big 70-metre enclosure, a hill fort, a smaller enclosure, some ponds, various different features like that, that are all in the same area. It's of national, even international importance. It's a huge site. It's 913 acres. That makes it the biggest park that we know of in Ireland. Deer are a status symbol because they're outside the normal agricultural pattern of life. So if you keep cattle or sheep or you grow crops, you've got a level of certainty. But if you're going to go out and hunt for meat, then there's a level of uncertainty. So for ordinary people, hunting doesn't really make sense. It makes more sense to invest time in your animals. So wild animals and hunting wild animals became a very high status thing. So it was something that was done by the lords and the aristocracy because they had time to do it. They knew that there was going to be dinner on the table, even if they didn't catch anything. It's always nice to meet other people like Christy and Bernie and show them around sites, because when you go around a site with somebody else who's got a different perspective on it, sometimes they pick out items, pick out bits of the landscape that you haven't noticed yourself. And already today I've got so many more ideas about the place.